Yeah. I know this movie's been out for basically a year now, and yeah, just thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna have to explain things a bit. I wanted to see this movie last week when it first came out, but things got a bit weird. I bought the tickets, I put motivation and everything in there, but let's just say some stuff were uncontrollable. So yeah, this review was a bit week too late. I just saw Skull. I'm saying this right. Kong Island, the King Kong movie, the new King Kong movie. I'm just gonna say it like that. Kong Skull Island, yeah, something like that. Man. Okay, yeah, I'm not alone because this guy's sitting there too. It's like he watching like Doctor Who soundtrack. The soundtrack you're hearing in the background, he's just playing it on his cell phone. This movie has one of the most impressive soundtracks. It's like, okay, let's just establish the fact that this movie takes place in right after Vietnam. You have like CCR, like Creedence. You got Creedence in there, like a soundtrack. You got, I don't know if it was was it Pen in Black or something in there? I don't remember. It's like a lot of anti-Vietnam War stuff and everything in there. And apparently this movie is PG-13. PG-13 means like you can watch it with certain amount of violence in there. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, this is the most violent PG-13 movie I've ever seen. Even X-Men Apocalypse didn't have this much fucking violence in there. I mean, like, this has very clear premonitions because if somebody knows about the original King Kong movie, Faye Dunaway from the 30s, there's like a version out there that has scenes cut out of it. Like the violence and everything, before it gets re-released. Like people were saying, like, this movie's too violent, you have to cut certain scenes out of there for the 1930 audience. Basically, this movie just puts those scenes back in the movie because it's literally a remake. It's like a remake, but then set in the 70s. It's violent as hell, of course. Yeah, it's a good way of violent. It's like, okay, sure, it's a big fucking monkey. It's like dinosaurs, like monsters. Not just King Kong. It's like the whole island is just a death trap of monsters and things that are there. And apparently, we now know what half the Avengers did during Captain America Civil War. We got Nick Fury in there. Loki is in there. Who was in there too? It's like some of the Marvel characters are in here. Of course, they're playing different characters, but yeah, now we know why they couldn't be in that movie. It's a really good movie. I don't want to go into spoilers. So if anybody wants to have a spoiler review, and they say, okay, you can talk about spoilers, but then in a different video, please comment. Because I really want to talk about movies without spoiling it, but I want to go in a bit more in depth into what this movie is all about. It's a really good movie. You would think like a normal structure of a movie is like a tree-structured movie. Like first you meet the characters, then secondly there's a big problem. Things go, well, apeshit crazy. Get it? Apeshit, big pun. Then the third act is like a big action moves, set pieces. People apparently sometimes get killed, sacrificed, or whatever. Big dramatic payoff, and then a big action piece to close out the movie. This first act of the movie feels like a spectacular third act already. This is, I don't know how to say this. It's pretty much one of the biggest first act action pieces I've ever seen. It's like so over the top, so violent, but enjoyably violent. You can enjoy it and still watch it. Another thing, this is not a spoiler. This takes place in the same universe. I don't know, same universe. I won't say the same timeline because the other one is taking place a bit in the future. Apparently, yeah, they're doing Godzilla meets King Kong movie, I think, after this. Which is pretty interesting because Godzilla and King Kong had, I think, judging by the movie's bigness, had the same size. Basically, King Kong and Godzilla can fight each other if they want to. Like, the old monster movies, you know, like the guys in big rubber suits fighting each other with little buildings, like a Power Ranger movie. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, he's making fun of me because he knows he has to see the Power Rangers movie coming up. There's a new movie coming up for Power Rangers, and I told him we're gonna see that. Remember what it is? We're gonna see that movie. You know, because we both grew up in the 90s and we have to see that movie. And he's just making fun of me. He's like, oh, gonna be like Power Rangers 2, that one. It's like Power Rangers against King Kong and Godzilla. Which would be a really good idea. Man, okay. This is basically to round this bit review up, because I don't want to have like a 15-minute review. This is what the Peter Jackson movie should have been. The first movie, I think 2005, Peter Jackson did the King Kong movie. It could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. So, you know, angry commenters, just do your thing. The Peter Jackson movie in 2005. I'm just gonna say that out loud, but yeah, that movie was okay, but it took, I think, about roughly 45 minutes, about an hour, 45 minutes. To actually see King Kong itself, the big ape. This, you can see him like in the first freaking scene. This just, like you see him and he causes the biggest freaking havoc and destruction you ever see. And that's basically what I talk about, like the big action pieces. This is like something you see in the third act of the movie, where everything goes crazy. But here they already put it in like the first one. And it's not like, oh, they have a big highlight in the first act and then it's gonna be decreasing like the War of the Worlds film, like from Tom Cruise. No, this is like the quality of the action pieces gets even better in the end. So it's not like, oh, they're gonna start high and then go low. No, it's not like that. The violence, seriously. Okay, I know, I'm said seriously, so anyone who wants to comment on my repeating words and like tics and everything, I haven't said weirdly or weird in this video, which is, yeah, a plus point for everybody. The violence in this is not PG-13. I have to be honest, if you want to see this with your child and he's seriously under 10 years old, don't. This, people are getting smashed, they kind of torn to pieces. Yeah. This is the most violent King Kong movie I ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them. Like there was one in the 70s, one in the 80s, King Kong Lives, and this goes all out with the violence. Talk about the actors. The actors did a really phenomenal job. Samuel L. Jackson's in this, Tom Hiddleston, which is, the cast in this movie is just stunning. It's just one of the better casts you can ever get. I don't think you can get a better cast in this movie. You can even got John Goodman. Fucking love John Goodman in every movie, even if it's like a 5-minute little role. But this is such a really good cast. Seriously, everybody does a good job. Yeah, the acting is good. Of course, Samuel Jackson goes all over, but it's like, I'm the baddest motherfucker ever. That's Samuel Jackson for you. Yeah, we have to talk about that helicopter chase sequence. Holy jeez. Okay, yeah. This is also riffing about Vietnam War movies. Like when they were in a helicopter flying over the island, they play the most cliche songs ever, you know? You know it's coming, you know that CCR Creedence is coming in that helicopter jet, and it did come. So yeah, the music choices, it's kind of unpredictable, but it fits. It really fits the mood of this movie. Yeah, Samuel Jackson, I can just talk a bit about spoilers, but not too much, but just about characters. Sam Jackson plays like a guy comes right back from Vietnam, and people know about the history of the Vietnam War. That was a big defeat in American history. They didn't win. Basically, Sam Jackson is like so upset, so pissed off that he didn't win, and now he sees this big monster and big monsters on the island, like other monsters, and now he sees like, oh, I want to fight. I want to win this fight against this big ape. And yeah, you know it's coming. You know this movie has the cliche of he's gonna like go all over the top, like fighting this big freaking monkey. Yeah, I said monkey. I'm not doing a Jack Sparrow impression. I'm not doing it. No matter what you say, I'm not doing it. He's like, do it. Yeah, no, not doing it. Yeah, this is a phenomenal movie. This is good. It's pretty long. It's like over like 2.5 hours, but It's well worth. It's paced so good. It's not even like it slows down or something into the middle. No, it's paced all the way through. Uh, I recommend stay after the credits. This does like the Marvel thing, like that reveals like, oh my god, King Kong is versus Godzilla, the Godzilla from earlier, I think 2010 or 2012. I don't remember. Seriously, I don't remember the year. So yeah, comment on that to be the angry commenter. Just comment on every mistake I make in this video. Don't care because it's like really late for me and I have like 5 hours until I get up and have to work again. Um, he's like, yeah, sure, you have to work on a weekend. This is a good movie. Just go ahead and watch this movie. It's really good. Especially wait till the end. Wait until all the music and definitely buy the fucking soundtrack. It's yeah. If you like 70s soundtracks, if you like over the top action, Big Ape, and okay, talk about the size. He's telling me to talk about the size of the ape, and that sounded really weird. Yeah, I said weird. Yeah, I said weird. I know it's just me, but the size of King Kong, I think it's one of the biggest sizes ever, because I don't remember the Faye Dunaway version, but this is one of almost the same size, because the Peter Jackson one is smaller. It's funny that the T-Rex and it looks tiny. This, if it finds T-Rexes, it can just slap them away. One hand is like the size of a freaking T-Rex, I'm not even kidding. This is one of the biggest ape thing I ever seen. Yeah. It's good. Special effects is good, everything is good, and yeah, just playing this freaking soundtrack over this. So if you enjoy the soundtrack, just check the Doctor Who soundtrack from Series 6. He's moving into 2, so yeah. Go watch this movie. I can't wait for the Godzilla versus King Kong movie. If this is doing the same thing as this does, like go all over the board with action and just give us what we want. Because the Peter Jackson movie is okay. It has some issues. It had issues. Special effects were sometimes okay, but sometimes laughably bad. Like when they were running towards the Brontosaurus, the one with the long necks. You can see they were running, and it looks like they're just running on a green screen. They just look like running, and just the effect and the human effects, the real actors, versus the CGI effects, they don't match up in the Peter Jackson version. And you think Peter Jackson is really good with camera work and doing marvelous with special effects. He kind of didn't. He fucked it up in that movie. He literally fucked it up because you can see the characters and they don't blend in. Looks like they're just running and they just added the CG in front of the back, the front of the back. It looks fake as hell. This is one of the most special effect heavy movies, at least this year. I don't know, the year's still not over, but man, is it really good. The special effects look blended in perfectly. And sometimes they even added like I don't know if I can point it, like if you see like the old movies, like this little line and little dots and everything, like they use on the old movie footage, like real film footage. They added some stuff in there. It's like a blink and you miss it moment, but you kind of feel it's like in the style of a 70s movie. It's such good done. If you have an attention to detail or have OCD like me, you would love it. You would seriously love it how they did it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. Just go watch this movie. It's really good. It's King Kong at its best. This is what that 2005 movie should have been. So Peter Jackson, wait. If you do the other Hobbit movies or the other Tolkien movies, wait. You know, don't do it. I'm sorry, I love Peter Jackson and he's doing an episode of Doctor Who, which is phenomenal. But don't. Watch this movie. Skip the Peter Jackson one, watch this movie. Then watch Godzilla, and then, I don't know, in 3 years' time, watch the Godzilla vs. King Kong movie. It's phenomenal. Stay after the credits. You will not regret it. That teaser is just, wow, just gets you going for that monster versus monster movie. And yeah, I'm according to the timer, I already had 15 minutes mark. I'm sorry about that, but just go watch this movie. He loves it, and he's smiling, he's still listening to the soundtrack. Just go watch this movie. It's phenomenal, but if you don't like violence, don't care, just watch this movie. Just watch this movie, I highly recommend it. King Kong at his best, the biggest ever seen, the violence ever seen. yeah, the actors do a good job, and I hope those Avengers get back to Tony Stark and help them out. But yeah, watch this movie. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, just do whatever you want, you know. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe, you know, subscribe and like. That's all, you know. Bye.